there with Randall. Then there's Paxson. And it's prime time. And it's Kobe in at the 2. Pass to Porzingis. No good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Coming off that loss against the Nets.
And the effort down the stretch, those final few minutes of regulation, that's what they needed, but they were burnt out in the overtime.
Yeah, that's a good call, Greg. I mean, there was a little bit of a letdown for them in OT, and that can happen after you expend so much energy just to force the overtime.
And one feels bad for the way Julius Randle's career started. I was there that night. First game of the season, 7th pick out of Kentucky in the 2014 draft. Suited up for one game, broke his right leg 14 minutes in. And the guy that comforted him the most, I recall very vividly, Kobe Bryant stayed with him the entire time when he was really in shock on the floor.
He was, and unfortunately, for so many reasons. For one, he had really been progressing in the Summer League, and the Lakers obviously had high hopes for him. And when he went down, that was the start of the rest of the ship kind of going down with him. And doing a great job here just stringing together solid possessions as they build that lead up.
I tell you, there's no substitute for consistency, Greg. You can stay in control of the game. They'll stay in control of it if they simply stay good with their execution of the game plan and don't waste any possession.
Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
See that one, their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Lopez with the steal. Calderon against Kobe. And there's the pass to Calderon. Shot off the screen. Good.
And, going back to Randall's rookie year, his troubles really started during medical checkups before the draft. They found a foot injury dating back to high school. The 5th metatarsal had been broken, which may be why he fell a few spots in the draft.
A lot of times in the first quarter, it will dictate how big a role a player has later on.
Anthony, the pass to Aflalo. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Porzingis. Lopez a screen. Passes to Aflalo. And the rejection by Sanders. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Well, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first.
And talking about Randall's rookie injuries, the Lakers were going to let him play through the foot. But once he broke the leg, they did season-ending surgery on the foot as well. Hopefully, now he can just stay healthy and get to play the game he loves.
Here's Porzingis. Playing Milwaukee, he was nearly unstoppable. Here's Aflalo from 13 feet. It goes down. Lakers leading by 8. Pass to Paxson. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, it's Kobe Bryant on the wing. He's guarded by Aflalo. Clock is at 3. Pulls up on the wing, and again it's the Lakers.
They really look sharp here. Razor sharp. Extremely focused.
For New York, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Down low, here's Lopez. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Lopez has got his first points in this one.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Inside, Lopez with the steal. Calderon has the open look. They get the rebound. LA's gone 2 of 2 from 3-point range here in the first quarter. It's stolen by Calderon. Aflalo outside. And again, it's New York. Lakers leading by 6. The Lakers weren't very good at all last season, Clark, and they just didn't have any teeth in their road games.
Well, they shot threes on the road well, Kevin. Top percentage in the league, as a matter of fact. Still, they just couldn't hold on to leads.
Here's Porzingis. Lopez a screen. Knocks it loose.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
And the Lakers would end with a road record of 9-32. That is a franchise worst for them and sums up the year they had away from Staples.
Lakers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
And, you know, there was plenty of blame to go around for that. I mean, it wasn't just one or two guys. I mean, for the most part, the entire team struggled.
Roten's checked in for New York. Russell, he's checked in for the Lakers.
You know, looking at the Lakers, a big thing for them as we get back to their road woes is they didn't win a single game on the road in their division. In a word, that's terrible.
And the rejection by Sanders. To the paint. Here's Porzingis. And at last, they get one to fall.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Now here's Randall. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
But it didn't deter him from attacking defensively. His pressure was terrific. He also got 3 steals in that game.
We've got 1:55 left to play in the first quarter. Calderon kicks to Anthony. From 11 feet away, and the rejection by Sanders. 1:36 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Russell. Goes back up. Sanders' shot is good. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Lakers?
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Offensive rebound. Lakers leading by 8. Kobe with it, and Roten picks him up defensively. Randall, that's good, and it's Kobe with the assist. And it's 9 points for Julius Randle.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Gets one to fall, but only a second make in the first 7 attempts.
And Kobe, here we go. Lopez with the block. Calderon dishes to Roten. 35 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Nice work there coming off the screen. Roten's got his first basket.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him. Looky here, looky here. How about that one? That play, take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook for future reference.
Perfectly done. He put it on a platter for him. Gosh, that was neat.
And guys, how about the touch there on the finish? Really just flawless.
The Knicks shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. Both free throws good from Anthony.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Kicks to Bryant. Back to Russell. Got it off in time. And down it goes just as the clock hit 0.
How about the timing? An unbelievable touch on that one.
Those are the ingredients you need for the recipe of buzzer-beating magic.
And before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry this team.
It's easy. It's basketball. It's out there having fun. It's out there working together. You know, the biggest thing is the defensive end. As long as we keep that up, we're going to score enough points to, possibly win basketball games. So I'm definitely not concerned from that aspect of it.
You don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy and they're not too concerned.
Or talking about possibly winning basketball games. But I have a feeling he's more concerned than he talks about, and when he says it's easy. It may be for him, but it sure didn't look easy for the Knicks last season.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first underway. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
Just almost an intimidating factor when you're able to go out and consistent knock shots like they have defensively.
Well, what happens is shooters begin to start looking for the shot blockers, and it does intimidate them.
Calderon is out there with Tony Roten. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Williams at the 4 slot. They're the group New York will start the second with. Well, if you name an offensive stat category, the Knicks last season probably last in that category. All-around problems, Greg, for them scoring the ball.
Yeah, we may have to give them a new nickname, last. How about last in fast break points, last in points in the paint, last in points per game, and then throw in bottom 3 in shooting percentage, and that spells abysmal.
Lakers leading by 6. Sanders passes to Russell. Clarkson kicks to Sanders. It's rebounded by New York. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
And one of the few bright spots of their last season was sweeping the season series in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Neither team a big-time contender in their respective conferences, Greg, but when the teams are fairly evenly matched, it can still be entertaining basketball.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Picked by Williams. Roten kicks to Calderon. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 3 from 3-point land here tonight. Screen by Sanders. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
From 12 feet out. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. 10 points for Carmelo Anthony.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Dishes it to Calderon. Roten kicks to Williams. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second chance points in the league. The Lakers in 5th.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backboard.
Calderon against Russell. A leaner. Calderon pulls it in.
And whether he's a great off-balance shooter or not, the lean is probably not the best option on that shot.
The feed now to Roten. On the wing, Williams. From deep. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Sanders passes to Hendricks. Russell. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Well, there may be some questions for a while about D'Angelo Russell. People will guess which position he's best at in the NBA. You and I saw him firsthand playing for the Bucks. I mean, he is a terrific talent.
Yeah, he really is. I think he's an old school guard, Kevin. He can play with the ball and be effective, or he can play off the ball. He's got a really bright future. Loved watching him play and grow as a one-year college guy at Ohio State.
Roten dishes to Afflalo. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Afflalo's got 6.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
All right, guys.
Oh! Sublime stuff, guys. Absolutely sublime.
Clark, he's going to start putting on a show now.
And that's usually how it goes. Once they get that lead, it's almost like they give him free reign.
Special thanks to Kia for that sweet Kia Slam Cam replay. Up top, Roten. He's guarded by Russell. Here's O'Quinn. Sinks that one from the post. O'Quinn's got his first 2 points.
38. Los Angeles calls timeout.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
And that one's good, Roten.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back. Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
There's a good screen. Off target with his 3.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
All going up court for the finish. No good. That would have tied it.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see. Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
Thomas kicks to Afflalo. Elbow shot. Here's O'Quinn. The shot goes down, and he gets this game back to even. O'Quinn's got 6 here in this quarter. Los Angeles has gone a terrific 5 of 6 from beyond the arc in this game. Greg, as you mentioned, the Knicks very shy at going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to their game.
Yeah, and no doubt about it. I mean, think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drives per game as a team. So they struggled shooting when they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive. And guys, the Lakers last season were just a completely different team after Kobe's injury. Not so much in results, but just in how they played on the floor. They actually fared better without Kobe than most thought they would.
A different look for New York. Lopez comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Porzingis in for Derek Williams. And then for the Lakers, Randall's checked in for Hibbert. Bryant comes in for primetime. And it's Paxson in for Williams. That's good. Roten's got it all tied up now for the Knicks. And for the Lakers, without Kobe last season, it was really a stark difference in styles of play and quality. No single person. Clark stepped in to carry their offense. It took a group effort.
Well, you know, it was almost April, Kevin, before somebody surpassed Kobe in field goal attempts on the team. It'll be interesting to see how they build the offense this year.
Picked by Randall. Here's Russell. It's deflected, and he recovers it. A second chance effort, and Bryant the bucket on the assist by Russell. 13 points for Kobe Bryant.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games. Effort and determination on the glass can make up for a lot of other weaknesses.
A chance here to go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to ramp up the speed and make it happen in a hurry.
He trains the turnaround jump shot. Bryant's got 15.
Kobe getting it done. Just a gorgeous shot that time.
And it's the Knicks with the ball. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Afflalo with it. He feeds it to Roten. With 1 on the clock. That's good. Roten's got the lead up to 2 now for the Knicks. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. It's the Knicks lead.
Well, Jose, I saw.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by some struggles for New York in the first quarter.
As hard as they tried to compete, they just could not keep pace early and ended the period facing a deficit of 9 points. They got on a more positive track in the second quarter, coming together offensively and getting enough stops to come from behind and grab a 2-point lead at the half. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offensive boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
Shaq, your take on the Lakers.
Well, I thought the one bright spot was the effort on the glass. Several times when momentum was sliding, getting a timely rebound really lifted them.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again at the home.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third.
Kobe having just a fantastic game. 15 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
And on the floor for Byron Scott as we get into the second half. Prime time is out there with Randall. And there's Bryant. Then there's Paxson. And it's Sanders in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Lopez kicks to Anthony. And another shot, and it's Lopez laying it in. Lopez has got the first points of the second half here for the Knicks. Lakers trail by 4. Here's Paxson. Good on the triple.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Knicks have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. There's the pick. Calderon passes to a Flower. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Bryant drives in with the shot. And again, it's the Lakers. A tight game here in New York. Calderon against Paxson. Calderon, a good look. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Calderon's got his second basket of the game.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait one more year. Clark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and there'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
Follow against Kobe. Here's prime time. He has 7. Just 5 to shoot. Fires for 3. Excellent D there from Anthony. The Knicks leading by 3. Porzingis passes to a Flower. Porzingis can't hit.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Knicks have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. And now Bryant pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
The Knicks shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. Here's Calderon. Shot from 16. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They've led by as much as 10.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just can't quantify.
You know what? I'm going to quantify it right now, Clark. And this is a close game, and that was something special.
And really, in a game, you guys, in a game like this, though, when you have a chance to send a message, you do. And boy, did he ever on that play.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Boy, for the Knicks last season, saying it was rough is an understatement. There was a lot of turbulence, and some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponents' scoring chances.
Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Well, clearly the Lakers were not a great team. I mean, they did have one of their better bench units last season. They led the league in points off the bench, but that was more an indictment of the quality of the starters than the firepower of the bench.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Kurt Rambis had to say to the team. The focus of this discussion was getting their offense to run through a flalo. Coach is looking for him to take on a lot of responsibility when they've got the ball, to be a leader at the offensive end. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Knicks trail by 5. Last year, the Lakers did have some firepower off the bench. A lot of players would see their roles shift during the year, as you might expect for a team trying to find the right combination.
Yeah, they were also near the top in the league in bench minutes played. So whether you start or come off the bench last year in L.A., you'll see plenty of action.
Good on the shot. And that's 15 points for prime time.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Outside Anthony. And the shot falls short this time.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Here's Randall. Yes, once again, it remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Yeah, they have really owned the interior. You've got to collapse that defense and force them to beat you over the top.
Oh, goodness! Where did that come from? That was beautiful.
Agility leads to thievery there as he's got his hand in there to get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
And Clark, that's been the story of this game so far. I mean, they cannot hand over any more easy points in the open floor.
It's Anthony with the drive.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Roten's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. The Lakers also making some changes. Young comes in for prime time, and it's Russell in for Paxson. And Anthony drops them both.
Hard to believe this, but Carmelo feels as if he's been underrated as a superstar to this point in his career. And I'm sure there are a lot of conflicting opinions on that topic. That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And, Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant. And a look here at how the Lakers ranked in the NBA last season. 5th in fewest turnovers per game, 5th in second chance points. And they were in the top half of the league in team rebounding as well. I think that speaks to the fact that this team aggressively goes after the basketball at every position.
Yeah, and the stat I look to, though, is the low turnovers. They did such a great job of limiting their mistakes, really maximizing their opportunities offensively.
For Carmelo, the numbers are there for him to be treated as a Tier 1 star still, I think, Clark, but it's hard to call him underrated.
Yeah, I think he'll be underrated until he's able to get to the championship round or maybe even win a ring. There's one thing that's clear, though. He's been under a lot of pressure since he's come into the league, and he hasn't been underrated in that regard.
Young in the corner. 52 seconds left in the third quarter. Randall, and it's blocked. The kick out to Young. And another three for the Lakers.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the boards.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
Anthony kicks to Calderon. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And I like the bold move of going right back at him to return the three, but he just couldn't get it to go.
Down low, here's Randall. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Lakers shooting their fifth and sixth free throws of the game.
Shooting for New York, Julius Randle. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Randall. Both free throws good from Randall. And the Knicks with possession here. 17-point game. Now here's Roten. He's covered by Clarkson. To the inside. It's tipped. Young with the steal. For the three. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
Woo-hoo-hoo, Kevin. They're firing on all cylinders. That shot caps a nice run going into the final quarter.